Hey everybody, hope you guys doing alright. So the American dream, man, it's you used to hear about it a lot more. I don't feel like I hear about it all that often anymore, but what is the American dream? Beyond fucking how often we hear about it, I think part of the reason why we don't hear about it anymore is because a lot of people have realized that, the American dream when I was growing up was the idea that having a good car, having a good job, having a good family, and all this and that's the ideal dream. And it still is, actually. It's just, this is what evil does, bros. It's the trickster. It's the master trickster. I mean, it's a part of their tools. And what they've done is they've turned this American system into something that looks like, what we really want and need. But it isn't. And that's why I think that we're not hearing more about the American dream. It's because people are realizing that it's more of like an American nightmare or a hell. That's only because the jobs we're working, the ways we're living, the effects these things are having are bad. Because they are bad, they have to have bad reverberations. It's that simple. And it's like, again, evil, bro. If we're going to be in an agreement that evil needs a source to feed off of, or a parasite, whatever you want to call it, resistance, like, if that force is here to teach us a lesson, and we are experiencing this type of a resistance, or this type of an evil, or this type of a dissatisfaction with our lives, and that pain is there for a reason. So my point is, if, the American dream was something that was being perpetuated and being taken care of and preserved, more people would be happy. But right now, the majority consensus is they're largely unhappy with the American government. And again, I think it's because, unfortunately, with the liberty that America is and perpetuates, through that liberty, we've allowed certain people that are supposed to represent us to the best of their abilities become corrupted. Because somewhere along the line, lobbying, the idea that, I don't know where they thought that it was a good idea, but it goes against everything that democracy and the American dream, the American idea is for. It goes against it because it's supposed to be about us getting away from tyranny and being sovereign citizens. And so, to just get to the point of this video, what came to me is that since the American government has been turned into a capitalistic machine of consumerism, when it was supposed to be literally just something small to help protect us from that, it's turned into the thing that we were supposed to be protected, that it was supposed to protect us from, is the problem. So what came to me was, if there's enough people that agree, we could use the collective wealth of America to develop a system to help allow each and every American individual and household the ability to become as self-sufficient as possible. That, to me, is what I think the American dream really has always been and still is. It's just it's not being talked about because people are losing faith in America. And rightfully so. It seems to be largely controlled by people of, to a greater or lesser degree, evil. That's their main MO, is evil. What Trump's doing to Iran, bombing them, even all the attention that we've been focused on, obsessed with in the Middle East is really quite ridiculous. It's really a bunch of smaller countries without even close to the amount of wealth that we have, and yet we keep on focusing and paying attention to them like there's some serious superpower that's a real threat to the United States. When, even without getting into the specifics, it's pretty common sense tells me that, what they have, what we see that they have, and what we have, and what our allies have, it's not even a fucking contest. It's a no contest. And that's why when you look into what happened with 9/11, the deeper you look into it, the more it looks like our own government did it. There's so much proof. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And it's the fact that a Canadian investigation literally came in and investigated, and what they found was that the American investigation was full of shit. So it's there's trails of these types of incidences happening throughout our recent history. And to me, it's because there's this evil force that's working to keep people in a state of deception, to keep them going along with this 9-to-5 cycle. And again, right? When I'm talking about like the 9-to-5 cycle and shit, I'm not speaking in a way that's trying to hate on work or full-time work. That's beautiful, like committing yourself to a job or to something that you have to do 40 plus hours or whatever, however many hours a week. That's a beautiful thing. So I'm not sitting here trying to hate against people who are working. No, that's a very beautiful thing y'all are doing. And I'm sorry if I've offended you guys in the past. I'm just getting on what you guys are working for, the companies you're working for, how they treat you, how they treat the planet, how they treat the animals. That's what I'm getting at. That's it. I love commitment. I mean, I bust my ass. Yesterday I put in a good 10, 12 hours, or I don't know, about 10 hours, maybe a little bit more, of me just doing productive things. That's it. It was actually more than 10 hours. So it's closer to over to 12 if I count everything. So my point is, though, I'm not happy when I'm not busting my ass. That's why, like, the whole lifestyle that I was living, even though I was trying hard as fuck to exercise as much as I can and to work on the project as much as I can and do whatever type of side shit I could do to make what I need, I was still more miserable than I am now. And that has largely to do with the type of ingredients that the houses are, or the materials the houses are built with, the type of people I was around, the type of information that they were perpetuating, and just the dynamic of that scenario was extremely toxic for myself and the situation I was in. So being out here, I don't have that same toxicity. I have other things, but I feel better now than I have like in my whole life almost. And I think it's because I'm aligning myself with what truly feels most authentic to me. In this current moment and state and time of being, this lifestyle, the way I live it, fits really well with where I'm at. So I'm developing a holistic state within inside of myself. And I mean, it really does come from me being self-sufficient. So this is I am essentially, living a kind of American dream, dude, And I would love to share this with others, but not everybody has my physical body, because like the type of shit I do, it's really like you'd have to be like a special SEAL or like a special forces operative or an Olympic athlete or somebody with serious physical capabilities to do what I do, because it is like a 24/7 workout. So clearly not everybody's going to be able to do that shit, and they shouldn't have to. So this is why I've gone back to, I was just walking a little bit ago, it came to me, like the project, the business, merging, government into a system that can help develop that American dream for the American people, to me, is where I'm going. So, yeah, I just thought I'd share that with you guys, and hope you all have a great day. All right, love you guys. Bye.